My name is Amata, and in this Red Gaming Tech video, I'm here with a potentially concerning piece of news, and potentially we have the end of an era on our hands, as Humble Bundle has been bought out by IGN. And immediately you're thinking, well, rip, because, well, usually when a independent outfit such as Humble Bundle gets bought out by a huge company like IGN, it changes a lot, and very rarely for the better. And there are definitely some concerning things which were said by the IGN Executive VP Mitch Galbraith. Now, this was originally covered by Gamasutra, and I will include their article in the description below this video so you can have a look for yourself. But he said, quote, "If it's not broken, don't fix it. The idea is just to feed them with the resources they need to keep doing what they're doing." Sounds great, right? Yeah, that part in itself is fine, great, sounds good, but here's the concerning quotes that really starts to raise the old questions that were already lurking in the back of your mind. He says, quote, "We want to stick to the fundamentals in the short term. We don't want to disrupt anything we're doing right already because of the shared vision and overlap of our customer bases. There's going to be a lot of opportunities." So basically, it's not going to change right away, is what this tells me. The use of the word, or phrase should I say, short term is what raises concerns mostly here. So they're not going to mess with it straight away, but it does seem that something is going to change, and probably not for the better, to be honest with you. So we're not going to have any immediate changes to the business or any staffing cuts or anything like that, but I would fully expect things to change rather drastically as time goes on. So to be honest with you, I'm not very positive about this acquisition, and I'm sure you're with me on that, because again, things very rarely change for the better when a small company, website, whatever, is bought out by a huge company like IGN, who are themselves owned by a huge company. So yeah, that last statement of in the short term definitely raises a lot of concerns that I already had. So what changes could we possibly see? Well, it's probably going to affect the deals, and maybe even how the deals actually work and how much money is actually going to charity. I doubt they'll change the last part very much, if at all, because that obviously is going to be a huge controversy generator rather. But let's just say, for example, that we get, say, less games in the bundles, or that the bundles by default cost more. Now, obviously, one of the key aspects of Humble is, hey, pay whatever you want, but obviously if you pay more, you get more games. Usually there's a game that you have to pay like X amount for. That X amount is usually around $5 to $6, something like that. Usually fairly cheap, and you can usually get some really good games for seriously cheap, like a steal. One of the reasons my game library on Steam is so huge is because I bought a lot of Humble Bundles over the years. So in theory we could get less games per bundle, and the core price is going to increase, and the X amount that you have to pay to get that really cool game is going to increase significantly, because, you know, it's not going to stick to the humble roots. It's not going to be such a humble bundle anymore, I don't think. Not with IGN at the helm. You know, I would feel cynical even if it wasn't IGN, but the fact that it's IGN adds some, adds some more cynical flavour to the rather cynical mix that I've got going on. However, we could see more new AAA games, that is, being involved in the mix, but that is obviously going to increase the price and increase that increase your incentive rather to pay, like, say, the $20 to $30 for the top tier, which, to be fair, has been around $20 sometimes, but usually around $10 to $15 for the very top tier game. So that's my prediction. We're going to see an increase in price, and maybe even a decrease in the amount of games, and maybe we'll even see pre-orders being included or other such things, or maybe even DLC. We're going to see the usual AAA games industry BS creep its way into Humble Bundle, and we're all going to weep for the day on the 14th of October where Humble Bundle died as we knew it. Now, I would love to be wrong. In this instance, I would quite happily be wrong. I would quite happily see Humble Bundle continue to be great, but just, with more money back in them. Less worries about keeping the lights on at the office, which is obviously fair enough. But I doubt that. I doubt that very much. Big companies just can't seem to help themselves, can't seem to help sticking their nose in and, messing with a formula that has been very successful, as of course they have generated about $100 million for charity so far. Again, make your own judgments, but I don't think Humble Bundle is going to be the same. I think probably this time next year it's going to be a very different beast, or maybe it'll be longer term, but it's definitely going to change eventually. The phrasing makes that fairly clear, at least in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts though, guys. Do you think this is basically rip in peace Humble Bundle, or do you think I'm being a little over-dramatic, shall we say? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Your support is highly appreciated, and I'll see you next time.